Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 3. Thanks so much for joining us here. Fourth game as we're well underway in this best-of-5 series. Sneaky Nix Assassins versus Navi US. And I gotta say, it's been a great series thus far. Nix Assassins, they're up 2-1 right now. They're looking to close out the series with a win here. Meanwhile, Navi, they're just trying to stay alive. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Mont. Joining me tonight, as always, is What Is Hip. Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. A little bit of a break there between potentially what is the last game here between Snan and Navi US for the Canada Cup Finals.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And the way Sneaky Nix Assassins have been playing, it's it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion, but they've been playing well enough where they can absolutely take the series in this game. Joining us also tonight is going to be our stats man, that Phage guy, who again is going to be providing us with some great stats. Knoxville had to head out of here, but this should be a pretty good game coming out right now. Faceless Boy Marana picked up for the Nix Assassins, Viper and Scarith Mage for Navi US. And Navi US are looking to rebound here after what was kind of a rough game, so we'll see how things turn out.
Yeah, they banned out the Death Prophet, so that's one bit of the Beast banned out.
10 seconds
that
remaining.
was a fairly dominant performance, I think, by TC. So,
5 seconds
I mean, Ush obviously
remaining.
played well in that game as well, but a lot of it does absolutely come down to the space that DP can create.
Yeah, and the fighting early on was just so difficult to deal with. I mean, Exorcism really turned things around, a couple of good haunts, and actually it was just really, I mean, Navi US had such a wide lead and they just won so many fights, and then one or two fights go awry, and all of a sudden you have enough farm up on Ush to be able to just deal with them and absolutely destroy them at 50 minutes of the game. You had to find a way to end the game early if you were Navi US, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't push up to the high ground, they couldn't push into Exorcism, they couldn't push into Spectre and Haunt and Radiance. It was so difficult, they could barely get tier 2 towers by the end of the game. In fact, they couldn't even get the last tier 2 tower in that top lane before everything went awry. So Sneaky Nix Assassins, they had a game plan, they stuck to it. And we talked about Navi US and how they kind of looked a bit lost in that second game at the beginning. And in the third game, you could kind of see the same thing. They looked a bit lost. I mean, they got the level 1 Roshan, but after that, it just seemed like they were roaming around trying to get kills. And they couldn't get anything done on the back end of it, man.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, at that point, it was just... I think it was just too late. But
I agree with you.
We'll see if they have something else to deal with this here. Spectre's certainly not as good without someone to really create some space for him, so we'll see if that's still an option here for Sneaky Nix Assassins and really where they want to go with this draft. As they have gotten their hand on the Faceless Void.
That's something that I'm excited to see them play, and I don't know how they're going to play it in what capacity. Again, usually you see Marana played by Fluff or Whitebeard as a support. Wraith King could be considered the same. And Faceless Void, Mike plays it a lot in the offlane, or at least he used to. And now the question is, where do you run this? Do you put this in the safe lane? I don't think he put it mid for TC. That's not really his hero.
Ush has played Faceless Void a fair bit as well, so those are their options.
Yes.
Safe lane or carry. And both of them have 2 games on that in this patch, so fairly split there. I mean, I think they can wait. That's the beauty, you know? They don't have to decide this right now.
That's true. That's the thing. That's the really good thing about the draft currently in 6.82 is if you have heroes that really function in different lanes really well, then that's something that you have to try to grab. And Navi US are going to grab something. They're going to almost force the Nix Assassins to try to take a drow here. Otherwise, they give it up to Navi US. They have to deal with split push and all of that extra range damage coming out. And with the heroes they have in the pool currently, that's certainly not something that they want to have to do. But
I don't think they can pick drow here.
I don't think they can either. I think they have to give it up.
Almost certainly Navi US will be picking it up.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can like force it, but it doesn't seem very good.
Remaining.
And worst things worse, Navi US just have a Visage, and that's a pretty decent hero even without a drow. So, I mean, Sneaky Nix Assassins, 1 second left in reserve time. They will pick up the clockwork. They had to make that quick decision. And that's more than likely going to be Mike's hero. And one of his best. And now Navi US... They might pick the drow here, but there's already a lot of ganking potential. Chronosphere, Arrow, Hookshot. There's a lot to deal with here if you're a drow. And it could almost certainly get banned if it's not going to get picked in this 4th slot. And they're going to pick it up.
They're going to go for it. I mean, this is despite all, you know, this is basically the face of adversity here. They're down to 0 seconds reserve time. Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of very, very good answers already, like you mentioned, to the Drow Ranger, but You know, teams have been playing this in 6.82, and
remaining.
Visage and Drow are both doing amazingly well
5
still.
seconds remaining.
You know, 15-8 for Visage and 10-6 with Drow. So that Visage win rate is actually fairly ridiculous, 65%. So
turn to battle.
I mean, this is just a hard thing to deal with, despite the fact that you know what's coming. Basically, the Visage is there, you know what's coming, so you pick up the clockwork. But we'll see if it's enough. I don't know. It's a very hard thing to deal
10
with.
seconds
It
remaining.
certainly is. I mean, it's just
5 seconds.
it's just like
remaining.
you know exactly how they're going to be playing this, and there's really no way to deal with it other than
I mean, what they're
ganking
doing
Drow.
is the best.
Yes.
This is the best thing you can do.
Yes.
Just try to make it so you can jump on Drow repeatedly. Try to have a lot of stuns you can chain together.
Yeah.
And just try to clean her up. You know, just make sure she can't really do anything.
It's putting pressure on Drow, which is something that I think they have a lot of.
If she's just free farming side lanes and pushing towers, you probably lost.
Yeah, that's probably unacceptable. And I think that
seconds
Seeking
remaining.
Assassins, they're drafting this the right way in order to deal with the Drow. And the
5
fifth pick should bring
seconds
this all
remaining.
together, and it should be TC's here more than likely. They could pick him, they could grab him in the Mirana, but they're going to grab the Magnus instead. And now if you try to team fight into
US's
Sneaking
turn to
Assassins,
pick.
it's just not going to go well. That you have a lot of single target burst damage from Navi US, but very little in terms of team fighting. Which, I mean, if you get caught out and you get 3 or 4 man RP or even 5 man RP, you're just going to lose that fight, maybe even the game, depending on how things go. And they want more split pushing, and this is not a huge shocker. I've seen this often. When you see Visage Drow, there's a good chance that if you could get another split pusher like a Furion right afterwards, you're going to take that opportunity every single time. And it's Korok on the Drow range. The last time we saw them play this, or last time I saw them play this strategy, they actually didn't do well. They got crushed at the end.
Did Korok play it last time as well?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Interesting. Normally, it used to be at least that Snaking was their Drow player, but he certainly did a lot of dying on that one. So we'll see if Korok can do a bit better. I mean, I don't know. I don't really imagine this as a Korok hero, though.
Well,
you know?
It doesn't fit with his playstyle, but I can tell you that he does do work.
I mean, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, he's been playing long enough that it's, he can
10
adapt.
seconds
But the
remaining.
Magnus is kind of an interesting pickup here. And mostly because you can now
5
empower Faceless
seconds
Void while he's
remaining.
BKB.
Yes, that's actually huge, and that's a big change. And I'm excited to see more Magnus plays coming out, and more Magnus picks more than anything
I like
else.
Magnus.
Yeah, he's
Magnus
a great
is
hero. I think he deserves more play, but it's just tough to fit him into a lineup.
I mean,
But
you also have to be very individually skilled with that hero in particular to bring him in the mid lane and not get stomped. Because if you miss shockwaves, then you lose the lane pretty fast.
Yep.
So there's not a lot of room for error on Magnus, and that kind of goes for all of his abilities. Skewer is pretty tight in terms of its tolerances, and RP a little less so, but still, not as easy as something as like a Ravage or something like that.
you can get an RP chrono too. All of a sudden, that changes the complexion of the game drastically. I mean, that could win you a game essentially. Just a big team fight like that. And Navi US don't necessarily have that. They don't have a big team fight that can change the way the game goes. It really comes down to them just picking off heroes individually and not dying to Nyx Assassins, I feel like. However, if the game,
30
again, goes late
seconds
enough,
to
you have
battle.
very farm Drow, very farm Furion, you split push, you could try to take towers. Essentially Rat, which I use in air quotes, but I don't know. It comes down to not getting picked off on this Drow Ranger, and I think that's going to be slightly difficult, but not impossible for Korok.
Yeah, and moving forward here, we'll see how everything takes shape. Ragnarok is already de-warding bottom lane. Nice job
The
there, getting that
battle
de-ward off,
begins.
and puts down an observer of his own. So Mike going to be having a bit more trouble in this lane. That's a nice de-ward. I mean, that's honestly a fairly risky spot to put a sentry, because if it's over here, you don't get it. If it's up here, you don't get it. But that's it. So
He gets it done. And like you said, it's a bit riskier for Mike. He can always just cogs and keep the creep waves pretty close to his tower, and he'll do that. I'll send the creeps right into this little alcove where they'll get stored, and the wave will get pushed back out pretty quickly. Fogged is going to stay top with Nestle for a bit, and I think they just want to secure him some farm. Ush is up here safely and farming Faceless Void. He'll take some Arcane Bolts. He's getting harassed down, but they're wrapping around on the backside. Fluff is here with Whitebeard.
Oh,
and
boy.
this could be disastrous. In fact, Fog might be the one to get caught out. Fluff is going to look for Nestle instead. He's going to have to try to juke this. Whitebeard coming through. Arrow's going to sail maybe. They haven't even used it there, and they might not. Ush already used the Time Walk. Right click coming through. Body blocks from Fluff, and Nestle's going to go down to first blood, giving it to Fluff. So nice play. That's
fairly easy first blood for them, and something that is definitely noticeable here is Navi US have no stuns on their entire team, so that's an issue because that makes it so they can kind of just get ran at by a hero like Wraith King, and then Mirana can just follow that up obviously with an arrow. So this is definitely an issue for them, but it does show you what their game plan is, and they would like to get some early ganks with Fogged and then basically never fight.
Yeah, who needs stuns when you're taking towers? That's their
because they just
mantra.
don't want to fight,
Yeah.
And if they are successful, they'll mow down towers really quickly with 5 ranged heroes. But if they get in a single fight, it's just pretty probable they lose. And I think they realize that just with the early chrono, with Mirana as well, and then Magnus cleaning that draft up there it's just too much for them to fight against at all. So they've gone fully in the other direction, and we'll just have to see if it works for them.
I mean,
oh god, Fogg's dead.
He get arrowed.
That was
Shockwave's going to come here from TC on the low ground. They get 2 quick kills, and
Jesus.
that's actually great arrow from Whitebeard. That's just huge. And Fog
and
just
that's nice
again.
because Mirana does not. Mirana has a little bit more mana to work with than the Wraith King here, since Wraith King has gone for boots first. So you can save that Wraithfire Blast. It's a pretty big deal for maybe getting another tank.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to use that clarity either. I mean, you have 1 Wraithfire Blast, and that's it before having to pop a clarity and just get some mana going. So the fact that they're getting involved with these kills early on is very important, and that's the real key for Mirana is just getting involved in ganks so you can get levels, you can get farm. He's going to rotate bottom. They're going to try to keep pressuring here, and they might go for Korok right now. They do have this Observer Ward here on the side, and it looks like Fluff will get caught out, and the Visage Illusions are going to get caught too. So, and now Korok has to be kind of careful here. Just a bit more careful, at least, than what he was playing before. I think after this wave pushes out, he probably shouldn't go for any last hits. But it's still pretty close to the tower where he should be safe, and they have no real way to gank. But they have an arrow for Whitebeard. They might just shoot one now. Korok's actually just backing away, but this leaves Ush up top kind of vulnerable, too.
Yeah, Ush is a little vulnerable, but again, with no stuns and no points in silence yet, how are they supposed to kill him?
They really can't.
So, and they'd rather have Korok. Oh god, he's using that awful mask. God,
what? I love this thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I love this.
This looks absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe Valve made this item.
It's a Mask of Madness. What's wrong with it?
It's so stupid.
No, not really.
It should only be red when she's using the Mask of Madness.
Well, you're a hater anyways. Meanwhile, Ike's Mike's getting brought low, but that's fine. Nestle diving mid lane, fluffing stuff with Wraithfire Blast. Gets the kill. They wanted the kill on TC. That is too much. TC actually survives with 42 HP. Great rotation from Fluff, saving his comrade. Alright, well, not the best start for Navi US here. Although, 23 last hits coming out for Snake King in this mid lane, so at least there's something.
Yeah, that is something for them. I mean, and it is to be expected. This is a fairly difficult lane for Magnus. This is really one of those lanes where he just tries to get level 6 and then use RP to get a couple kills in the side lane. And now that's what they get for not using the Wraithfire Blast first there. Missed the son of a
Whitebeard just decided to go in ham, and
Whitebeard thinks he's Sing Sing all of a sudden, misses that arrow.
To be fair, he's had some really good arrows this series, but they will not get the kill on Korok, and they really want to shut him down from farming, and especially so that Korok doesn't get level 6 early on. I think that's really important, but he's going to get it pretty soon. And Viper gets a DD. TC takes a lot of that damage, but he could just eat his way. He's got his bottle as well. Arrow sailing down bottom again, missing. Another flare. I think
flare is actually really annoying for this lane.
Yeah.
Like, Korok does not have a lot of HP to just continually eat these flares.
No, definitely not. And then it just kind of gets to a point where if you take enough of these flares, all of a sudden Ice Mike gets level 6 and he hookshots you and you're just going to die. Although they do cancel the clarity coming in. Whitebeard getting silenced now. Grave Chill. Cogs come through, and that actually might save Whitebeard. Yeah, it does. The Cogs will make sure they get pushed back, and Mike saving his teammate. And Ush now gets more room to farm in the top lane. And it looks like
all the meanwhile, Ush is just farming away.
Yeah, 20 last hits. Tread's done now, so Tread's probably Poor Man's Shield, maybe into a Mask of Madness, and then some early fighting should be coming out from Nyx Assassin. This is not a game where you have Ush sit back and farm, I don't think. This is not one of those games.
No.
You need to get him involved.
I mean, he's just going to be building a couple fighting items and then just chronoing and killing.
Yeah, that's it. It, again, comes down to positioning for now the U.S. And without any disables, it's going to be kind of tough. Tread's now done for the Drow Ranger, who actually has to go back home. Still not level 6, so they do stop her from farming at least a little bit. Ix Mike picks up a, I think, bounty rune? Yes, and he actually is not 6 yet, but getting close. Really could use that level 6. He's going to run right into Fog, maybe. Decides not to go around the corner. Flare's going to go through. They know that he's there. Alright, back to farming we go. Unless, they're going to TP on Mike, it looks like. They're thinking about going on him. Concussive shot's going to go. He does have Cogs. TP coming in. Meanwhile, Fluff will TP in as well. That Cogs actually helps him out a lot, but now the Soul Assumption is going to go. Fog getting low. Getting brought down by Fluff, but he's going to try to juke this out. Frost Arrows bringing him down. It looks like he might go down. Now Flo, you see Clock buying back. He wants to get involved in this fight. TP got canceled at the end. Oh, Mike. Buyback not doing anything there at all.
Well, that's worst case scenario for Mike. Yeah, buys back, gets literally nothing.
That's bad.
Oh boy.
Well, good gank though on the bottom lane. They catch out Mike and bring him down low. Fluff gets brought down as well. So, I mean, this early game, although the couple of early kills went Nyx Assassin's way, all of a sudden, I think Drow's level 6 now, so she does have marksmanship, and now with the Wraith Band and Treads as well, she starts doing a lot of damage. Visage Familiars are really what you want to get to, and Ragnarok is not too far away from having his level 6.
He's really close.
He's one level away.
That's certainly an issue for them that they're going to have to start dealing with, and Mike does get a kill on Drow.
Hookshot went.
By Fluff and stuff, so gets the hookshot kill. I mean, that was going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but they need to get that, and they need to do that more. They need to do that methodically, bringing her down as much as possible. Whitebeard taking solo experience mid. One more poison attack and he's dead. He actually leaps away and disjoints it. So plays that smartly. TC has RP, but he doesn't want to run right into Snaking, who, by the way, is level 3 corrosive skin. So even if they do RP Snaking, no guarantee they get the kill. Arrow's going to sail through, and Snaking is going to avoid it, barely to the right. He'll pick up the bounty rune as well. And back to farming for pretty much everyone else. Ush is your lead farmer, at least tied with Snaking. Treads and an Aquila coming out for him as well. So again, no Midas. I mean, he just wants to be involved early on, and that's not a huge surprise. So
no surprises there. And Navi US just waiting, I think, really is the name of the game for them. They just need to wait a little bit. They need Visage Familiars, and then they can start their split push. You know, Furion needs a little bit of time as well. And then once that happens, they're just going to be looking to avoid fights, continue pushing down towers, maybe get some pickoffs with Viper and Skywrath Mage. But beyond that, they're really just looking to avoid fights.
I mean, that's the draft in a nutshell. And even if they do fight, they will have a mech, though, for Snaking. So, and that's fine. And that's going to keep them alive in these times of when they get chrono. Because inevitably, they will get caught out. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, I mean... If they don't, then they're going to win extremely easily. So,
yeah. And this is just not a good game of Dota for Nyx Assassins at that point.
But Nyx Assassins have tons of tools here to make this happen. They're looking for a hook shot on Korok there. Oh my god, if he flares, they're easily going to get it. Mike cancels it, doesn't want to miss it, catches Korok, and that is very dead. Korok, there is nothing he's doing to get out of this one. They even use the Wraith Fire Blast to make sure, but now Mike trying to make it out of here. There's the Ancient Seal. Do they have enough damage? And meanwhile, Ush has taken down Nestle up in the top lane. Mike's still trying to get out of here. Has a salve and is going to try to deny to... Whoa! Oh, very close.
Good try, though.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And they chronoed up in the top lane to get that kill on Nestle with Ush. I think that's a solo kill, too. That's actually huge. Killing Korok, killing Nestle, 2 of your cores going down. The only way that could have been better is if somehow Sneaking died as well, which no way that's happening. He's too tanky with Corrosive Skin and almost a mech and a buckler, so that's the problem. Meanwhile, fight's breaking out down bottom. Viper gets the kill on Fog. I think he hit an arrow. They will get the kill on the Wraith King. Leap is up and ready to go for Whitebeard if he needs to use it. Looks like he's fine. So nice kill there. 1-for-1 trade, support for support. They're just creating a lot of space in that top lane for Ush. Like, this is just his own little cave, just like where he can sit and farm and just not leave.
He's going to go for the Mask of Madness next, and this feels like it could be an Aghanims game for Ush.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't know if you have to. I don't know if you really need that amount of lockdown for these kind of slow movers and people that are.
I mean, it's just nice because you get it. You know, every time they try
to go bottom lane.
On a Nestle, the hook shot comes in again. Mike has done a great job with this, but he's taking a lot of damage. Maybe going to go down the Soul Assumption, blows on Nestle, just barely dies. Ush has to time walk back. He's finally left his lane. First polarity is still available, and another kill for Ragnarok. catches out Fluff, who seems like he's just a bit out of position here, but can they actually go in on this with the RP?
I don't think so. I think
don't think they have enough damage.
They actually just destroy everyone with the right click of Drow at this point in time. It's just ridiculous. Like, as soon as marksmanship is skilled and you get a couple levels, and plus the mech keeps them so tanky, it's so difficult to fight there. And TC needs a Blink Dagger before he can even think about fighting. And the reason Fluff goes down is they all TP in front of the tower, and Korok just right-clicks them to death. He just says, hey, what's up? You're all dead. Goodbye.
Yeah, and he has gone for the max frost arrows, so it is really dangerous to get near him.
You're just going to get slowed and killed. That's it. And now everyone's converging on the mid lane, but here we go. Already tower's falling. Arrow misses. Jump in, fog. There's the Chronosphere. Viper Strike not available, or it is. They do back out away. Mech goes through. They don't want to re-engage on that. The tower about to fall here. Can they deny it? Sprout up on Mike. This is Familiars will go, and looks like a Furon does get it. Mike trying to TP out, and he doesn't make it. The burst damage too heavy. Staking gets arrowed, but I was just like, I need to farm more, man. I don't do enough damage here. And that was with Mask of Madness, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just couldn't stand there with Snake King just right-clicking him with Mask of Madness on. He would have just died. Yep. So he smartly backs off, and he needs like a Maelstrom or something, and then he'll really just be able to go to town here. BKB as well could be pretty good, and especially with that in power.
So Ush can't get the job done, and he'll just farm up. Level 2 Chrono now done though, as he hits up level 11. And again, TC, the real thing I think they need is the Blink Dagger, more so than anything else in this game. You get a blink on the Magnus, and all of a sudden this game becomes a little bit easier. And he's gonna have it pretty soon. I mean, assuming he doesn't die. Meanwhile, speaking of dying, Fluff gets the kill on Korok. Reincarnation going, though. They did TP in a couple heroes. Whitebeard,
sure
no arrow.
Was beneficial there. They are so slow. They're going to die again.
Great Fire Blast. Mystic Flare. Fluff tries to eat his way out, but he's fine anyways. He'll just make his way out. Whitebeard has arrow ready to go. Nestle getting chased down. He's taking a lot of tower damage. Whitebeard, what are you doing, friend? Leaps away, avoids the rest of the damage. Mike coming in. He has hookshot, by the way. But the Treant should be able to block any sort of hook coming in from Mike. Whitebeard can send an arrow just to scout things out. They need another flare, too. He's actually just going to TP away. No, arrow coming through Nestle.
Oh, my God. Is this for real?
Nestle just stays there and dies. Maybe a bit of a bait. They want to kill Mike. And Snaking will TP in and rotate. This just destroys the tower top while this is happening. Mike falls. They TP out Fluff. Moonlight Shadow a bit late. TC gets out as well. Korok was dishing away and trying to do some damage. And TC should have enough for his blink. Nope. Still about 200 away.
He really needs to finish that one up. That will be extremely helpful.
Ush, Chronosphere, Korok. Disruption. Korok looks like he's going to fall to Ush, and he will grab the kill. Time walk away. Nicely done. Korok he can't get any room now. He's level 8, and he only has 4 assists, and he's got 4 deaths to his name as well, so he's dying a lot. In fact, second most in the game behind Mike and Nestle, so.
Yeah, this, that's the reason right there that I think Ags has to be a consideration for Ush at some point, because it's just so good against Drow, and Prophet as well, so. I don't know. I think it's something he at least needs to consider, but we'll see what he goes for first. Would not be surprised to see like a Maelstrom or something.
I think
Nestle maybe is a little bit out of position here. See if he can get out of here. No Blink Dagger on Fluff. I think they should not have a problem, unless this is another unbelievable arrow from Whitebeard.
It's not. It was close. Good try, but no. No such luck. I think the Blink Dagger is now done for the Magnus. He just purchased it. It's flying out to him currently. Snaking is going to pressure mid lane. They'll try to pressure bottom. Treads, bottle, neck, 1,000 gold in the bank. Aghanim Scepter is going to be huge this game, I think, for Snaking, so he'll pick it up sometime in the near future. But,
yeah. Just, against the Faceless Void, it's extremely necessary as well. So, and again, it always comes down to what else is he really going to buy in Viper, so.
Well, I mean, Mansa maybe. No, you're right. I think Aghanim. I mean, Aghanim Scepter's core. Like you. Oh, TC cannot skewer. Ancient Shield, Mystic Flare. Nice gank coming out. That Sprout actually did work there.
A nice job there by Clark.
Meanwhile, Clockwork falls as well. He cogged. I'm not sure what happened. I think he hooked in and didn't realize that the rest of them were there. So, not a good fight. Nyx Assassins lose too, but they do get the top tower for Ush. Even more farm, and he is going to finish up a BKB next. So he wants to avoid all of that magic damage coming out, which there is a lot of from Naviwa, so smart play.
And moving forward, as Ush made a choice, he's actually going to go BKB first.
You know what?
That's all right. Can't complain about that one. All right, now Korok has bought the Mask of Madness, so this item is okay. When it's on, though. I wish it was blue when it wasn't on.
What? No, just...
I just hate this item, dude. It's so stupid.
The item or the cosmetic?
The cosmetic. I mean.
Why?
It just looks so dumb.
I think it looks cool as hell. Whatever. I guess
Visage Familiars are just split pushing and continuing to go to work here with the Treants as well. They've got a decent arsenal here to just continue the split push. RP now leveled up, and TC, I don't think he's used it yet, so would like to see them figure out a way to get a fight started up with that one and then maybe followed up by Chronosphere. Especially with Empower. Oh man, that'd be nice.
Yeah, TC Empower. It's still level 1. He did max out the Skewer first, surprisingly, but now once he gets past level 11, he can start getting those Empower levels, and then all of a sudden Ush is going to do some ridiculous damage. And even at some point, Fluff will become this kind of right clicker because of Empower. Rana as well, if they really want to. So they have a lot of heroes that scale very well into the late game. They're going to smoke up. They might find 2. If they can find Fogged and Ragnarok, they can't spot him out yet. Mike hookshot, it's going to connect. It's going to be unfogged. Fogged in some trouble. Mike taking a lot of damage from Ancient Seal. Arrow comes through. Shockwave hits on one. There's the Storm to kill the other. Moonlight Shadow immediately afterwards. Here comes Korok. They will not be able to kill Whitebeard. They have no true sight. Yeah, and TC still has RP. They might try to go back on this. Ush has Chronosphere. Wraithfire Blast gonna go. Time Walk. Chrono onto Korok. Now Snakey can't do much about this. TP coming in. RP TC. There it goes. Meanwhile, Korok doing nothing really. But Nestle falling low. Might go down. He has his Blade Mail coming out. TC's gonna try to TP away. There's the Visage stun. Fluff in trouble. He does have Reincarnate. Ush does get the kill on Korok in the backside. He'll TP out now. 4 for 3, I believe.
What a messy fight.
I don't know what the hell happened there, man.
I don't know. I took my camera off Korok because I assumed he would die, and then the chrono ended and he wasn't dead. So not sure what happened there, but Ush was able to clean him up in the end.
That actually went better for Navi US according to the fight recap by just a bit.
Yeah, they do lose. I mean, they do lose Korok though, so that's going to impede on his farm time, which obviously is not reflected in that. So overall, I think that could have gone worse considering how big of a smoke that was.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is that when Mike goes on them, they can just blow him up.
Yeah, and that's even with the Blade Mail, it's not. He needs a 4-staff more than anything else, I think. Especially against the Sky
all they care about, they just want to keep him. They just want to keep them there, so the big damage dealers, like Ush, can sort of catch up. And oh god,
it's almost like I think TC needs to lead with the RP, and at that point they'll all just die before they can get any of their abilities off. But you can't really do that. Viper Strike, Whitebeard actually about to die. Wraithfire Blast coming in, and Skewer back, Snaking in trouble. The mech's gonna go. Shockwave as well. Mystic Flare getting split between the two. Mike has his hookshot. Gonna use it. Cog's about to go as well. Pushes back. Fluff. Reincarnation's gonna fly. They finally killed Snaking, who's been a thorn in their side. Here comes Nestle though on the backside, right clicking. But the Chronosphere might come in. Ush has got it. Time Walk coming in. Nestle just getting owned. Big Chrono. One's gonna die. Now 2 as well. Double kill. Ragnarok getting focused down as well, but he's got Gravekeepers. He's pretty tanky. However, Time Walk coming in. Ragnarok in trouble. And Power. Ush going to town. Skewer actually missed. Shockwave will connect. And Korok is not there to help the team survive. And Ush cleans house with a huge Chronosphere.
Yeah, not only did Ush catch all 3 of those heroes, but he also caught the Visage Familiars, which was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's actually just amazing. And they get a gigantic experience change, gigantic gold change coming out. It's something that changes the lead from Navi US back to about even. Experience-wise, Nyx Assassins will have the lead. And now Sneaky and Nyx Assassins are pretty comfortable because you have 10,000 net worth up on Faceless Void. He's got 2,000 gold to bank. Again, you talked about an Aghanim Scepter or a Maelstrom, Mjolnir, one of those items. Now that he has his BKB, I don't know.
I think Maelstrom, I think he probably needs to get some sort of damage item. So whether that's Maelstrom or something.
I think Maelstrom works.
I mean, Maelstrom's definitely the best one. But
he still has 2,000 gold. He's really saving up for this one. Rotation's top, no smoke from Fluff or Axmike. They're just rotating up here. Mike looks like he needs to get treads at this point. He needs something to keep him alive in. I think that's fine. And Ush continuing to having power on him for a bit longer. It actually just wear off. Snaking going down to that fight, he was too aggressive. I mean, Snaking is the one hero I think that is keeping Navi US really in this game. And you could say Visage has done work and that they've used a lot of their magic damage from Visage and Scarith. But Snaking is just like, he's so tanky and so difficult to deal with that they have to spend so much time trying to bring him down. If he fights with his team, I mean, he will probably help his team eventually secure victory. But
Aghanims is almost done here for Snake King.
Yeah.
And Nyx Assassins are in the top lane looking for a kill on Nestle here, and
He just plays
Nestle needs to be very careful.
He's like, I'm gonna pop my blade though and leave. Bye. Don't kill me. So he stays alive. Bottom lane TC's rotated over. Some Whitebeard's here, but they have this warded, so they do see him around. TP to the bottom lane. TC might get caught out. He's going for BKB, it seems like. He's gonna get concussive shotted, but he did blink out, screws away, which actually just leaves top lane completely open. Maelstrom is completed, like you talked about, for the Faceless Void. And Korok actually purchases up a Blink Dagger, unsurprisingly, as he has Mask of Madness as well, so.
It's just a typical split pushing item on Drow, just to make it so you can avoid those fights. Split push forward, blink into the trees, and TP out, things like that. So, pretty normal build from him. He's just trying to not die, and he is now with level 11. The marksmanship is
it's gonna hurt.
Becoming very real, and I think Visage has Visage has had the Aghanims, had it in the last fight as well. So those familiars are doing over 100 damage each. Jesus,
it's actually just ridiculous.
Fair and balanced combo.
Yeah. Well, Ush is gonna head into Roche Pit for whatever reason. Then he heads out quickly. Now Aghanim's finally done. That should have been done maybe 3 minutes ago for staking, honestly. But no such luck. TP top lane. Fluff might get caught. TP, and they have no disables, so he just TPs away. And yeah, that's it. I mean, that's the problem with ganking when you're on Navi US's squad. How do you get any kills ever? Nope.
I don't think they care.
I mean, they should care if they're not getting towers. And well,
I mean, they need to get towers. BKB forced out of TC, and that's a small victory in itself, to be honest.
Better than him dying.
Yeah. I mean, that's a small victory for Navi US, though. It's
yes, you're right.
One charge down.
It's fine. They'll take whatever they can get. Gold chart, net worth chart, 1,000 in favor of Navi US. That's really nothing at this point. That's pretty much just nothing. Ush has made his way into the Roche Pit. TC's here.
This is really smart because this is a huge null. Navi are kind of relying on these Aegises without the stuns to just be able to split push in or even just group up and push in. They have the Aegis there to try to take some tier 2s, but if Nyx Assassins get their hands on this Roche, I mean, they know this is happening. They're all converging towards the Roche Pit. They see the tier 2 is not getting defended. Unfortunately, it's just too late. Void is going to grab it. They're going to go out. Mike moves forward with the hookshot. Ragnarok is caught inside of the Chronosphere. He goes down. Snaking runs into it at the very end. The BKB on Ush. Very effective. Now Snaking stuck out here. We'll see if he makes it out. No bash there. But TC has a reverse polarity. He catches so many of them, and now Ush is going to work. This seems really bad for Navi US, and down goes all of the heroes for Navi US, and 5-man wipe. What a disgusting series of affairs. Jesus.
Well, that just turned everything on its head. Fight recap, 3 to 4K gold change, and Nyx Assassins obviously get all of the experience. They only really pop the Chrono RP hook in BKB, not much actually used. And when it's all said and done, that is a huge fight. An unbelievable one as well. And Ush
that was the first RP of the game, but goddamn, that's what I've been waiting.
That was beautiful. Nothing you can do about that. And Ush is going to push into the mid lane now. Luckily for Navi US, all of their respawn times are extraordinarily low, so they're already back up.
Fortunately, though, Ush has 4,000 net worth on all of them, and has a very, very major item coming out here. A finish Mjolnir.
Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Not many at the beginning of the Dota 2 Canada Cup would have given them a chance against Navi US's full lineup here in a best-of-5 series, and they're taking it. Ragnarok is going to get chronoed, and they're blowing him up. Mystic Flare's going to fly, but he is tanky, and he just pops the BKB and gets out of there. Right-clicking down. He does have the Aegis. He's got time walking when he might actually just make it out. No silence coming through. There's a Soul Assumption. No, it's a Visage Bird Arcane Bolt. Can he backtrack it? No. Aegis goes. And they do get the kill.
They're gonna Moonlight Shadow here, but Ush.
He's dead.
Is he gonna die again?
Yeah, he's dead. Big pickup coming out from Navi US. They really needed that, but TC's gear is fogged, and they can't even get a kill without losing 2 to 3 heroes in the process of doing so. My God.
Yeah, that's a step in the right direction here, but now they need to find room for Korok to just split push, and he's not getting it.
Middle tower is under
to be honest, and they also just have a really great array of spells, like we mentioned during the draft, to deal with the Drow Visage. Like, the Drow can try to move forward, but there's so many long-range initiations with Time Walk, Blink Dagger, Hook Shot.
Yeah.
All of those things can be fatal for Korok, so he just needs to be really careful with the way he pushes out these lanes with the Blink Dagger. I mean, there's still a huge opportunity for Navi US to take this one. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if this goes mega late game, Grau is going to be doing outrageous amounts of damage.
One thing I don't think we talked about there is an Aghanim Scepter on Ragnarok, which is nice, but it's not really done that much for them yet. They still have yet to take a tier 2 tower. Both teams do, but that's a bit less surprising for one squad than it is the other. Fluff now has a Blink Dagger at 26 minutes in. He already had an Urn and Treads up and a Wand, so it's not like he's doing poorly. And he'll transition eventually. And Mirana has a mech, so Whitebeard's feeling pretty confident. And Navi US can't even get across the river to push out a lane. I mean, usually this type of draft and playstyle is a chokehold on the opposing team, and they're just not, they're not getting it done. They can't take a tower.
Say, I bet they're going to have nightmares about the fact that they went to that Roche pit, because this tier 2 tower has 53 HP middle, and I think, looking back on it, they would have much rather just killed that tower and then maybe rotated top or something and try to get another tower, but going to that fight was not playing to their team's strengths at all. I mean, what did they expect to happen fighting against Reverse Polarity and Chronosphere?
I don't know.
I don't know what they're expecting, but they got home.
I tried formulating an answer to that question, and I just couldn't think of anything useful, so... I mean, at this point now, the onus is on Nyx Assassins to make something happen where they can just start, taking down these tier 2 towers. And a team fight with the smoke is certainly one way to do so. And they'll maybe try to find Staking, who is actually TPing away. Meanwhile, Chronosphere coming out, Nestle in trouble. Staking TP's into the Chrono. Kill him. There you go. Mjolnir comes down. BKB snaking now, trying to chase down Ush, but there's the Ancient Seal Silence. They will blow up Ush, but there's the RP. Hookshot and Skewer out. Fogged in trouble. Snaking as well. Fluff jumps in with the Wraith Fire Blast. They've lost a lot of the right click, but here comes TC. Viper Strike. Snake King getting low. 2 for 2 trade. Shockwave, not enough. Whitebeard, the Urn Charge. One more. They will grab the kill. Buyback in from Fog. There's the Reincarnation. TC going up to the high ground. Looks like he's going to TP out. They will move away. Whitebeard getting silenced up. He should fall as well. 3 for 3 trade. And that's actually not bad for Navi US, considering that...
Fog bought back, though. That's not great.
But at the same time, well, actually, the gold chains was pretty much nothing. The only thing is they got a lot of experience out of that, because killing Ush was a huge pickup. He got blown up at the end there. He kind of went a little too early, I think, and his team was a little too late to the party, so...
moving forward, it's...
My damage
I mean, Navi US just need to find a way to keep Korok safe and keep him split pushing, because if they're just sitting on their side of the map farming, like you mentioned, that's not creating any sort of pressure. It's not really choking off Nyx at all. They need to get some split pushing going. I mean, we've seen the Visage Familiars do work in the fights, but they have not done nearly as much split pushing like they are right now. So this is a step in the right direction here for Navi US, and we'll see if they can keep going this way. I mean, someone probably also needs to figure out a way to disable Ush here, because he is a problem.
Yeah, and
I think Prophet needs to get like a Hex or something.
He's a problem hero currently for Navi US. One thing I do want to talk about, you made a good point about these Visage Familiars, is that we so often see Visage Familiars just split push and take towers so effectively by players like AUI, even Fluff as well. They know how to play Visage and Mech with their Familiars. Not that I'm saying Ragnarok doesn't, but it just seems like they should be getting more done with these Familiars, or at the very least they should be taking more towers. Whether or not that's with Familiars or with heroes is up to you to decide. So
yeah, Korok's still just farming on his side of the map. He has finished up the Manta style though, so that's a fairly big item for him.
Question is, though, I mean, it doesn't really matter how Korok farms, though. Is the game goes late enough, I mean, you're going to have a farmed up face.
Mike's actually might be just dead to these Familiars. Oh, wow. There you go. Visage Familiars will, they'll do it.
Yeah, they will. And they did. So poor Mike falls. That's a bit unfortunate. Moonlight Shadow? He's canceling the animation.
DC almost has a refresher orb. He's like 500 gold away.
Yeah, I think when they get that, they probably just win the game then.
I mean, he's only RP'd once. Ush taking a lot of damage here. Maybe just going to turn this around and snaking there. Finally, is a Chronosphere, but Fog's coming in. There's the BKB. Is Korok in the vicinity? Help out. They move forward. There's the RP. That's an illusion, TC! No, and Ush goes down to the Familiars.
They're okay with that trade, I think. Like, Snaking's fine, I think, with just giving up his life as long as
Snaking's fine with killing Ush.
Can turn around and get the kill on Ush, yeah. Ush just got a bit greedy there. It kind of was a bait, almost from Snaking saying, listen, you can kill me. I don't care if you chrono me. My team will come around and veg me, so Nice play from Staking. And TC does get out, though. He RP'd the illusion, that's fine. Pretty short cooldown. It's almost back up. I mean, it's a minute away from being back up, but he has his refresher as soon as he gets that Oblivion Staff, which is how much gold exactly? Let's find out. Where's the Oblivion Staff, anyways? Here it is. 1675. He actually has enough money now to purchase it, so. Yep. That's a full refresher at 31 minutes for a Magnus. Blink Arcane's BKB. Now, keep in mind, that would be impressive, even if he didn't have the BKB. He has a BKB now. It's actually just ridiculous. So.
He is ridiculously farmed at this point, so. I mean, everything just seems to be going well here for the Nyx Assassins. I mean, that Ush getting picked off 2 times in a row is pretty unfortunate, but I'm not sure that's going to happen again now with double RP. They're going to be a bit more careful about the engagements that they take. And Whitebeard is interesting build this game actually is the mech carrier, so arcane mechs, so sort of the utility bottom.
Not something we see too often, but this is what I love about the Mirana. I just like the fact that you have so many different builds you can go for on this hero, and he's playing it so well. I mean, he had a couple of really good arrows early on in the game. It's 5, 3, and 10. And he'll help that with throwing another arrow into Roche and making this a bit easier for Ush, as they'll take him down pretty quickly. I mean, Mjolnir, Mask of Madness, and the perma-time lock bash is coming in from Ush, so yeah. Smoke up from Navi US, and...
It's too late again. There's no way they can stop this.
I don't know, they're getting close. You're right. They actually just back up. They realize that this is not the best.
I mean, it's going to be the same as last time. Like, we're going to try to contest it. I'm sure Fog is like, this is a terrible idea.
We have
we're all going to die.
They have nightmares, like you said, of just going into the Roche. But
just,
like, listen,
this just happened to us.
We just did this. Do not die again. So they'll back up. They'll take Roche on. Nyx Assassins, again, have this decent lead, although the net worth chart doesn't represent how I feel they're doing now. Well, they're in an okay position. Mjolnir now done, however, for Nature's Prophet. Nessie's starting to become this glass cannon of a right clicker, even with a blade mail. And again, it comes down to Nyx Assassins. How are they going to be able to take this next fight? And for Navi US, can they split push enough to, you know, force some rotations or force this game to stall out a bit longer? Looks like they're all heading top.
It's even more just, can they find a fight?
Yeah.
Like, if they get a fight, they're going to win. Almost certainly. Unless they have like a couple missed ultis or something, but it's just Navi US is trying their very best not to give it to them. I mean, Korok just blinking around, trying to find farm, trying to just keep split pushing, and he's going to be going for a butterfly next. And that's definitely to help deal with Ush, who is also going for a butterfly of his own. So the MKV is quite a bit off.
That's a good item choice coming out, but at this point. Again, I just don't see, even with, I mean, Korok has been playing a game where we don't see him play this too often, where he just sits back and hits creeps all game long. And even with the fact that he's hitting a lot of creeps, how much is this actually helping him?
I mean, he's been dying every time he tries to push with tier 2 is the issue. Yeah. So he's sort of reduced to just, I think they just want to wait, because if this game goes mega late, I think it's pretty good for Navi US. You know, the supports are going to get a little bit tankier. They can maybe live through Chrono RP, but it's definitely going to be difficult.
I don't know, man. You have to deal with Fluff on a Wraith, you have to deal with Whitebeard on a Potom, which they both can transition. I don't think Potom will transition.
Power is actually a pretty significant advantage for non-US.
Bottom tower is under attack.
You know, Ush with Empower is hitting for almost 300.
He's just doing so much damage. It really comes down to him surviving, and I think Butterfly helps that a lot. Although I wouldn't mind seeing him just get a bit tankier, just in terms of straight HP. It would be nice, but I guess he'll get there eventually with level 25. And he's doing really well. I mean, he's level 22. He's 3 levels up like Omnitrow, and they do defend bottom lane, or at least it does get pushed back out. Vicious Familiars are here on the side. Ush is going to take another Ancient stack. He's very close to his own Butterfly, like you talked about. And I don't know, man. For Navi US, they just have to keep farming and hope that they can take a fight off the back of a Nyx Assassin's mistake, and I don't know if they will, so.
I mean, this is certainly a different method of playstyle, I think, for Navi US. Like, this sort of feels more to me like a C9 lineup, you know? Like, sit back and farm, split push.
It is a C9 lineup, to be fair.
I mean, yeah, it basically is a C9 lineup, and I mean, we'll see if it works out for them, but I don't know if they're as experienced in executing this. Mike looking for a pick off here. Might find Nestle. Oh, it's close.
alone.
But Snaking's here as well.
Yeah.
Now he sees the flare.
Snaking's up. They don't want to try to do anything crazy. For Nyx Assassins, they need to take tier 2 towers, and they're going to try to do so by taking bottom tier 2. Mid tier 2 will still be alive, and the non-pushing team is pushing faster than the pushing team of Navi US. Although a lot of that comes down to different variables. Faces Void does take the tower. I mean, he just melts through that. That's just empowered, just destroying everything. Like, top lane, hook shot. Mike goes in, they get the kill. He says, "I'm Bulba." I know how that feels. I've said that before.
Yeah, you've definitely said that before.
I actually need to get a screenshot of that. But, anyways, Ragnarok trying to TP away. Oh. Well.
GC.
Not the worst thing, but that certainly isn't what they were looking for.
Yeah. And apologies if any of you disapprove of my BM, but you know.
What is MM2 only
it's
even?
Team Talk only.
Why?
It's a Counter-Strike thing.
Oh. Well, I guess
I'll
Giannis
deal
is
with
funny.
Nog after this game's over.
Yeah. Just don't stoop to his level, man.
Oh man.
Don't. Listen. It's fine. Heaven's Halberd actually done for the Wraith King now. So they have a lot of items coming their way. And I just don't know. 37 minutes in. Ush's next item. He is his butterfly now. Maybe he could go for some more tankiness. He doesn't really need that much more damage.
Korok is truck, Jesus.
Yeah, Korok is actually pretty farmed as well.
Thank you, Marksmanship, for all the things you've contributed to Korok's damage, who now has a full butterfly.
Yeah, he's actually... We talk about Ush hitting like a truck. Korok is absurdly farmed as well, so... Aghanim Scepter now done for Mike. Didn't get the Force Staff, but now this makes him a lot more tanky, and he can just jump around in these fights. And despite Korok having so much damage, this is kind of where it starts to fall off for the rest of Navi US, with the exception of Nestle up in the top lane for Toronto, who's getting more farm, 2,000 gold. Maybe he'll pick up a Hex.
This has been a rough game for
damage.
He's 4-11.
Yeah, that's not the best. That's actually a huge item pickup, though, coming out from
Yeah, that's a big item. AC here to fend off some of the damage coming out of Ush, rather, and Ush just has so much at this point. I don't know how much it's really going to help. I mean, it definitely helps, but... Okay, actually, Viper has, like, 40 armor, so...
Even with that amount of armor, he still has a shit ton of damage on Ush. And with time lock procs as well, it's that much more difficult.
The good news is now they're completely forced into making sure that Korok isn't an ulti. Because if not, they're going to get owned.
Oh my god. He is so lucky to be alive right now. And, I mean, there's another hook shot ready to go for Mike in about 5 seconds. And Nestle realized this isn't TP's away. So Mike cannot actually get the kill. And now you've got to back away here. Ush has no more Aegis, so Roche is another objective that they'll have to take pretty soon. But it's not up for another couple of minutes, and Ush is going to look for Chronosphere. However, he runs right into Korok. Oh no! Korok, look out! Meanwhile, TC jumps in. Korok's about to fall. Will go down. What a huge chrono. They catch 3 on the edge. Fall getting low. Ghost Scepter RP onto Staking, and only onto Staking, but it doesn't matter. He refreshes. TC has the BKB still. 2 dead. They have no buyback coming out from Korok. Arrow sails and misses on Nestle. Hook shot long range from Mike. They blow up the Nature's Prophet. He's the only one to have a buyback. Now, meanwhile, RP coming through. I don't think he got it off, but it doesn't matter. They kill one. Now Ragnarok getting dove. There's the Wraithfire Blast. Hook shot in. Double kill from Mike. The Mustache Man going in, jumping all over the place. They're stealing your eye indeed, Mr. Clockwork. They will take down the tier 2 tower and look for the high ground.
I don't know. I think Navi US are that is a perfect example of the fight that they do not want ever in this game, and as a result, they're going to lose Rax for this. Roshan is not up quite yet, but
I don't
think any of them have buyback, right?
The only one that does is the Furion.
Yeah, that's not moving much. Lanes are not pushed out enough for that to matter, and Ush is going for 2 lanes of Rax, and that's not necessarily GG, but it's certainly an issue.
He's also got an MKB flying out to him now, so any concerns about damage are gone, especially with Empower on. Not to mention without it. Raxes are gone mid. Raxes are gone top. And you really just have to hope for somehow surviving. Ush time walks towards the base, towards the well. He has Chronosphere.
Oh god! Right. The baits are so real. I'll take that kill, thank you, sir. I'm out of here.
Goodbye, everybody. Time to walk away now. I'm good to go.
Disappear.
You might even just go, Korok's chasing. I don't think this is a good time to go back in. Mantis Style was popped, and 2 sets of racks, and just a shove-it-in-your-face kill on Mr. Poor Nestle, who's had one rough series. Important to note that the first 2 games were played with Excalibur for Navi US. They've not had the same luxury in this 3rd and 4th game, so...
Yeah, and, I mean... Navi US, like we mentioned with the roster troubles, they've got a little bit of a different draft going on here. I think they're just probably trying to find what they're really comfortable with for the coming LAN, because this series looks really hard for them to win at this point. I mean, the Nyx Assassins are playing so well; it's pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. This is a solid team. I mean, this is a team of veterans, with the exception of maybe Usher and Lightbeard, that have been playing together for some time. We talk about Fire, and we talk about how far they go back. But, I mean, they know what they want. And they know how to play. So, it's exciting to see these North American teams put up a good show. And, I don't know, at this point, it's their game for the taking. Roshan will be up soon. Still about a max duration Rosh, so a bit unfortunate, however. Nyx Assassins will wait for him to respawn 1 minute, and then they're good to go. And top lane, they're just trying to find anything for Navi US. Get Korok more farm.
The prize is mine.
Problem is, he dies too quickly. And now that there's an on...
Yeah, that MKB is a pretty thorough nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
For Navi US, because they're kind of relying on that Butterfly plus the Mask of Madness to carry Korok through the fights.
Snaking is actually just dead. Yeah. He gets his Viper Strike off. He actually might not be dead. He's pretty dead.
Double RP is up here, and the Assassins might not even want to wait for Roshan.
I don't think they need to.
I don't see a reason to.
They need Chrono and RP, and they win the fight.
That's a lot of the armor gone. There's no buyback.
No buybacks on anybody. Time walk in. No Chronos and hook shot.
Megas are basically game.
Mike hook shot in onto creeps, I think. Silence comes in. She takes the silence to the face. He doesn't seem too concerned.
Still has BKB, so no. Oh my god.
That's
just a lot of damage.
Hook shot in. Here we go. This could be the end. Chronosphere onto 2. Fog's about to get lit up and will. GG finally called. Ragnarok getting brought low. RP onto Korok. Skewer him out of the base and kill him. TC destroying his former comrade. And that's all 5 dead. GG. Congratulations to Sneaky Nyx Assassins on their victory here in the Dota 2 Canada Cup.
Yeah, so the Sneaky Nyx Assassins take down the title for themselves, winning $2,500. Thank you guys so much for watching this season of the Dota 2 Canada Cup, and hopefully next season comes back bigger and better than it has been.
Yeah, I mean, this is by far the most successful season Dota 2 Canada Cup has ever seen in its 3rd incarnation, and obviously, guys, we couldn't do it without you. Again, big shout out to all of the viewers that joined us for days and days of group stage matches and qualifiers and playoffs that were a lot of fun. Thanks for watching the cast, and specifically thanks to the guys at Dota 2 Canada Cup, Bill and Anthony, for putting this great tournament together. Again, just trying to build up North American Dota and American Dota in general, and it's just been an absolute pleasure. Again, my name is Mont. You can follow me at twitter.com/MontDota. With me is Greg, or What Is Hip. You can check him out at twitter.com/WhatIsHipTV, and of course our stats man. Check him out at twitter.com/thatphageguy. Of course, that is thatphageguy or Phage, which of course we appreciate all of his hard work here for us in the season. For the Canada Cup, Dota2.ca for more action, VODs, what have you. That'll be the Dota
to catch
Canada
up
Cup.
On maybe that Sna versus Call game.
Yes.
Over 100 kills.
Good stuff.
And additionally, you guys can also check out some other tournaments we're casting. Dota Pit is the most recent one, and you can find information on that on dotapit.com. $75,000 and 16 of the best teams outside of China, in my opinion. So, hope you guys have really enjoyed this season. It's been a fun one.
Yeah, it's been a great series. Great season rather. Interesting series to round it all out, guys. We are going to head out of here, and it's been an absolute pleasure. And hopefully we'll see you next season. Bye, everybody.